All right, so now that I've had a chance to look over some of the videos, it's not perfect. This was designed to be a torture test, so again, metal all over. There's a couple of times when I don't know yet if it's if the sensor slipped on my leg when the leg went a little bit funny. It kind of had me walking a little odd. It might be a sensor issue in terms of interference, or it might just be that the strap shifted. I'm not sure yet. Likewise, there's a moment here I'll pop up where I went down and did some push-ups, and I know my ankles were not crossed. My feet were straight and parallel. So that to me looks like a sensor glitch because there's nothing obviously wrong with the stuff before and after. So there may be some moments here, but again, this is less than ideal conditions. Now, if you're using something like this for animation, that's the kind of thing where you can go in and fix it later. If it's just a single point, it can still save time. Sometimes you can still save the data by just saying, oh, I need to move that over and recalibrate a little bit. But this may be something where I just need to either check the straps and put them a little bit tighter. Maybe they were a little too loose. Or maybe it's something where I just need to recalibrate more often. Time will tell. Now, in terms of other sort of feedback to Noitom and first impressions and whatnot, gotta say I love the case. That all feels really quality. But then I got the sensor thing out. I think there's a screw somewhere inside there. You can hear it rattling around. I emailed them and asked them about it, and they said as long as everything's working, shouldn't be a problem. Still a little weird to have something rattling around loose in there. In terms of instructions and things like that, there's a decent tutorial on the website. They've got a YouTube video with the setup wizard and all that. It's not bad. It's not super intuitive. There are things where it's like, okay, I wanted the setup wizard. Where's the setup wizard? Oh, it's this weird green USB plug looking thing. Again, just whether or not something is super user-friendly and intuitive, or whether you just need to learn it. I find this is falling a little bit more on the latter of you just have to learn it. But that's okay. You know, there's not everything can be completely idiot-proof for folks like me. Other things, I gotta say, I do like the sorted bags, but this is the same kind of like cheap stuff that like Amazon gift bags are made out of. It's somewhat breathable, but even just wearing it and the humidity down here right now, I had to turn off my dehumidifier while I was making these videos, and it's been really hot and muggy today. And I'm sweating a little bit, and I'm already thinking, I wonder if these should be mesh bags, something that's going to have a little bit more air pass through. But then again, the Velcro can't stick to it, so maybe that's why they use this stuff. But I foresee packing a thing of Febreze in with this as a part of my classroom supplies if I'm going to be using it on a regular basis to spray things down. Because I don't want to bag them up right away, but I also need to keep them separate. So right now I've got kind of 3 separate piles next to the bags, so I can keep track of which one goes in which bag, but not stick them away while they're still slightly damp. Just other stuff that I frankly don't really care too much about, but I know that some of my students and family members would. Things like everything defaulting to a presumed male model. Like, can we have a more either gender neutral in terms of more obviously robotic or even just like pick your avatar? Like something like that would be great, of male versus female models, both for outlining the A pose and the T pose and for the kind of robot default thing. For what I want to do, it would be awesome if I could just import different models straight into the Perception Neuron Studio software. I don't think I can. That's going to be one of my next things to ask. Because if I can skip the step of having to figure out how to import it into Unreal and run Unreal at the same time, that would save a lot of time. Another thing I'm wanting to do with this eventually is also mash it up with the facial capture software that you can get for just smartphones now, because they have the facial recognition thing anyway. They've got the depth perception. So you can make, and I've started a rig to hold a smartphone just kind of in front of your face while you walk around. And that data doesn't go into the Unreal Studio setup, but it can be combined with the Unreal Studio data, I believe, in Unreal, so that when you put the two together and map them onto the same model, you can get a complete thing that has the full body and the hands when you get the gloves. And the facial capture as well. But it makes it a little bit more complex. It would be awesome to see some sort of a way to have more of this happen kind of in its native habitat. On the other hand, the target audience for this stuff is going to be much more savvy about this stuff than I am. It's game designers, it's effects designers. They're not going to have the same kind of barrier and learning curve that I have starting from scratch, trying to teach myself this stuff. So, I'm sure it's fine for most of them. But if you are like me, somebody who is a theater practitioner, a film practitioner, an academic who's just like, oh, this sounds cool, I'll figure it out. Just know that there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. A lot of the problems that I have, I think, could be solved if we just sat down together with somebody who knew and said, oh, that thing you want, it's hidden under this menu now in that version. Go over here, go under that. Someone who can actually see where I'm looking and what I'm doing. I think it would be awesome if Perception Neuron offered, and I think they do, I think they will, but it's not part of their standard package. I think it would be really nice if a part of that academic bundle or an order is, and here's your free hour of setup advice. When do you want to zoom in and chat with one of our professionals about making sure that you can set it up to do what you want it to do? If that were just even an automatic welcome package kind of thing, oh, that would be so awesome. Failing that, even just like a list of, hey, here's a list of people who we have approved, who know our system and know how it works with these other systems, so you can look up which skill sets you need. Here's their rate. You can hire them at, whatever per hour if you need assistance, something like that. Those kinds of networks, for those of us who aren't coming from these industries that already know this stuff, it's a little bit hard to find people for me. If you know someone, let me know. But that kind of assistance and support on the post-purchase process would also be useful. But overall, gotta say, it does what it's supposed to do. I think I can make it do what I want it to do, and we'll see where it goes.